As part of the African Microfinance Week, the Centre for Financial Inclusion hosted its Governing in a Digital World Roundtable. The event convened more than 50 participants from 20 countries, including fintechs, regulators, MFI board members, and CEOs. Topics included digital trends in Africa, strategy development in a disruptive market, and the role of human touch in client engagement.
And conferences like this is a good platform to meet and both share best practices, experiences, what has worked and not worked, but also connect and make real products and business relationships.
There's actually so much to share between fintech and the MFI industry. And that's why I'm here, both to learn and to contribute in any way that I can.
This was also interesting to see how I can learn from other perspectives, from practitioners in the industry. And this workshop or this conference is a very major conference in Africa, and I felt the right people will be here to learn from them.
It's really interesting in this forum of discussion to see what are the challenges that organizations are facing at a board level. What are the questions that boards are asking in terms of where to start and so on, and just get a little bit of a better idea.
Everything we do, we must make sure that the consumer or the customer is at the center of everything we do.
Change and digital change for that matter can be taken in phases. It doesn't have to be an overnight affair, and it's not a single bullet. So every organization has its own way of achieving it, and it should be customer-centric.
One of the things that I realized coming up a lot was this theme around partnerships and what partnerships look like. And I was really excited about that because I think that there's been a lot of focus on digitization and, what's the best software, etc. And it's always struck me that in the end, you'll find a solution for that. That's not really the most critical component. It's really figuring out what is the business model that will allow you to reach the customers you want to reach and to achieve the type of cost structure that you're looking for.
From a fintech perspective, we've always seen it as a partnership. We have no intention to take over the banks. We really want to be partners. And yet I think there is an education gap in terms of what we can actually provide in terms of services and what our responsibility is versus what the bank's responsibility is, and where there's overlap and where there's clear comparative advantages.
I think the biggest takeaways is that we as MFIs need to be a bit quicker on our feet with respect to digital changes that are going on. The fintechs are definitely thinking hard, and they are really innovative. And I think that there are certain lags in what we are doing.
There are several lessons, but I think the first lesson is that digitization is something that is inevitable and something we must embrace, and the sooner we start, the better.
I have come to understand clearly that having a digital focus in the business does not take away from the human touch and the need to stay mission aligned and mission focused, that we can in fact carry out our mission in a more efficient way by having digital processes underlying the things that we do in our business.
The lessons in the last 2 days were phenomenal. I had this notion that I had done my business plan and I was ready to go, and I've had to rethink all that because I have had to interrogate my business plan and actually take bits and pieces of it and make it to one holistic approach.
Change is constant. It's always going to be there. The thing is to be proactive rather than reactive. You can't forever be catching up. You need to look at how to make it better for your customer and plan ahead.
You need a digital strategy, and you can't really wait for this digital strategy. You need to begin on a digital journey. It need not be chaotic. It need not spell the death of the institution, but it is going to create change. What could spell the death of the institution is if you do nothing.
And my takeaway is maybe that change is the only constant, that we need to build organizations that not just jumps on this trend with mobile money and digital banking and so on, but also are able to move constantly with the changes that are present now, but also in the future.